let's talk about the gold mine that you are sitting on right now in Albion Online. This is a huge money making machinery. So I'm going to talk all about it in today's video. Refining is not just about turning hide into leathers or ore into bars. It's one of the biggest silver making method in the entire game. But you must know how to do it right. So today I'm breaking down everything you need to know about refining, from beginner basics to advanced profit strategies, so you can start making bank and level up faster than ever. Let's dive in. Hello everyone, I'm Superpuff and I've been refining resources in Albion for many years, and here let me present to you the ultimate guide to refining. In this video, we'll be covering the basics of refining, how to refine, alternate ways of refining, how to calculate profit, how to make money without premium and with premium, bonus strategy, veteran tips, and we'll be covering the giveaway section. If you really want to roam around flexing your mammoth, stick around till the end. I'll share my personal refining strategy that no one else will share. Let's talk about what refining actually is. In Albion, gathering gives you raw resources like logs, stone, hide, fiber, or ore. You can't use those to craft items until you refine them into refined materials. You need to go to a specific refining station to refine the respective resources. Hide gives you leather, which is done at tanner. Logs give you planks, which is done at lumber mill. Ore gives you bars, which is done at the smelter. And fiber gives you cloth, that is done at the weaver. And finally stone gives you stone blocks, and it can be refined at the stonemason. You can refine resources at refining station in the cities, on your island, or in the hideout in the black zone. To refine, you need resources, which includes raw materials and refined materials of one tier lower. You need some silver as the crafting cost. You can use focus point, which is totally optional. Refining will also give you fame, which will help you level up your refining nodes in your destiny board, and higher your level in these nodes, the more profit you are gonna make. How to refine resources. Getting started with refining is very easy in Albion Online. You need to unlock this journeyman refiner node here, and to unlock this node, get any tier 2 resources and go to a refining station. For hide, you can go to a tanner and just refine some leather, and your refiner node will be unlocked. It is important to know that to refine any material that is tier 3 or higher, you need resources of that tier and refined material of one tier lower. For example, to refine tier 3 hide, you need tier 3 hides and tier 2 leather. You can check the ratio at the refining station or also at your destiny board. This ratio changes with the tier of your resources you are going to refine. For example, higher tier resource will require more raw materials. Now you can gather these resources, or you can just buy them directly from the market. There is another way to refine materials in Albion Online, which many players do not know about, and it can generate a lot of money, and it's called Transmutation. You can buy low tier resources, minimum of tier 4, and you can transmute them to one tier higher or one enchantment level higher. For this, let's check the market price. Here we're gonna check for 6.2 hide, it's 8,900. And let's check for 6.3 now, it is 36,492. That's very good. Let's just buy one. Okay, let's see. It shows 32,000, but it will be 36,000. So next up, what you can do, that we have a 8.3 hide as well. So let's check price for 8.3. 8.3 is 288k, and we're gonna check for 8.4, which is 1.2 million almost. Here at the tenor, we're gonna go to this transmutation button here, and you can check what you can do. We can upgrade our 6.2 to 6.3, and it will cost us 22,000 silver, and it is selling for 36,000. So 22.8 plus like 8,000, that is like almost 31,000, and we'll sell it for 36,000. So this should generate a profit of around 5 to 6,000, right? And let's check for 8.4. I mean, it will cost us 863k, and there is 8.3 costed us 247k. So let's just press the button, right? Let's pay the price and we'll see how much profit or loss we're gonna make. So here we are at the market. You can see we have a 6.3 and we have an 8.4. The 8.4 height is gonna sell for 1,248k, and we're gonna, after the taxes, we're gonna get 1,198k, and the 6.3 is gonna sell for 36,490 around. So here we can see that with the 8.3 height, we have made around 16,000 silver for one number of height, and for 6.2 height we have made around 2,263 silver. So this way you can calculate the profit, and if you do this in a large quantity, you're gonna make a lot of profit out of it. You can check this for all types of resources and all the tiers, and you can see whichever is generating more profit, and you can repeat this process to make a lot more money in all the real cities. There is another way that you can refine resources that many players do not use, and it is very profitable and very useful to know this. So there is an alternate recipe for all the resources, as you can see here, and for this you need a city heart. Here I'm refining hide, so I need a beast heart, and as you can see, it reduces our requirement for raw material by 1. That means if we need for tier 8 resources, we need 5 raw hide, and here you can see we can refine it with 4 hides and a city heart and 1 tier 7 leather. Here we are using 7.3 and 8.3. So cost of 8.3 is way higher than a city heart, as you can see here. So when we refine, there is a chance to get return on the city heart as well. So you can make a lot of profit by doing this way. In this example, you can see that we only utilized 2 number of 8.3 hides, which costs around 578k, and the cost of the tier 8.3 leather is 696k. So with this one refine only, we have made around 118k silver, which turns out to be around 100k after taxes. So you can see that you can make a lot of money doing this transmutation, and you can do this with all the resources and all the tiers. You just have to look for it in the market, whichever is profitable, and if you find a good one, you can always profit out of it. I suggest that always look for 0.2 enchantment or 0.3 enchantment, and they will generate more profit. How to calculate profit? Okay, calculating profit is very easy in refining. I will show you 2 examples, one with lower tier resources without focus and one with high tier resources. So here, for example, we want to refine tier 3 height. So let's check the market. Let's check the price for tier 2 height, which is 92 silver, and we're gonna keep now we're gonna note that, and we're gonna check for leather of tier 2 leather that we need for refining. It is 55 silver, and the price of tier 3 leather is 205 silver. So as you can see on the screen, this is how you can calculate the profit. But let's try something else, right? So what we can do is we can just try it, right? So let's try it. We're gonna buy 100 numbers of tier 2 leather, 200 of tier 3 hide, and you're gonna go and refine. Here at the crafting station, we can see that for 100 numbers of tier 3 leather, the crafting cost is 360. So, and we have right now 22,334. So let's see how much silver we gain. So it has bumped up to 27,143. Let's just refine all this leather. And we can see that our inventory value has increased to 29,978, almost 30k. And our tier 3 leather will sell for 29,700 silver. So after the taxes, we are gonna get 30,701 silver. If we reduce by 1, it's at least 30,500 silver, right? So as you can see, we have invested around 24,300 in the raw material and 537 in the crafting cost. So after all deduction, our profit comes up to be around 5,864 silver. This is after selling only 156 number of leather, right? So you can imagine like selling hundreds of stacks and making a huge amount of profit. Now we are gonna see and calculate refining cost for higher tier resources, and we're gonna use focus. So we'll keep that in mind and we'll check how much profit you're gonna make from refining high tier resources. So let's buy some 7.1, all right? It cost 8,786. So let's buy 5, which we will need for refining. And we're gonna check the price for leather of 6.1. It is around 9,435. That's all right. So let's go to the refining station and check how much we get from it. So here at the refining station, we're gonna craft using focus. The crafting cost is pretty low, it's 115 only. So if we craft it, we see that we got 2 of the hides returned and we have 1 leather. So that's good. So let's go and check the sell price now. Here in the market, you can see that it is selling for 28,970, and after the taxes we'll get 27,810. So here our profit comes up to be 3,094 silver. So you can do this in bulk and sell in multiple cities. And keep in mind that we purchased the raw hide in Martlock only and we refined in Martlock. So in other cities our hide price will be quite low, and if we sell, our refined material cost will be higher in other cities, so you can transport them as well. How to make money? There are 2 ways to approach refining: refining without premium and refining with premium. Your approach will completely change how you play the game and how you make silver. So let's break it down. Refining without premium. When you see some players walking with their mammoths in the yellow zone and blue zone, and you wonder what the hell are they doing, I'm gonna tell you what they are doing. To make billions without premium, you need to do these 3 steps. Buy order low tier resources in large quantities. You should buy order them from the cities where these resources are widely available. You can see the list here. By the way, tier 4 resources are the best. You should never go above 4.3, as tier 4 materials are in constant demand and people are crafting gears from them for PvP, transport sets, gathering sets, etc. And the price gap between raw materials and refined tier 4 materials are often big enough that you can profit even without saving resources, via focus. And you can also try this with tier 3 resources, but for that you have to do a little bit of calculation. Now you must transport these items from the city where you buy them to the city that has a refining bonus for these materials. Every royal city has a unique refining bonus of up to 40%, and you can check these refining bonuses here. Martlock has a refining bonus for hide, Fort Sterling has for wood, Bridgewatch has a refining bonus for stone, Limhurst has for fiber, Thetford has a bonus for ore. If you refine in a city with these bonuses for your resources, you will get more resource return rate. As you can see here, it will lead to more profits. As I have mentioned before, that you need refined material of one tier lower. You will always get them cheaper in the city that has the refining bonus for them. For example, you will get leather cheap in Martlock. Not always, but most of the time. Now find a refining station. Always look for the lowest crafting cost, and there you can refine all your materials. You can sell these refined materials in the market directly, or if you want to make more profit, you can check which city has the highest sell price for this and then transport the refined materials there. Usually you can go 2 cities apart and you're gonna see a significant difference in the sell price. For example, Bijwas has a bonus for stone block, so you will get more price for stone blocks in Thetford or Port Sterling. Now you can start doing this with Oxus, where you can buy lower tier resources in a buy order from a city, then transport them to the city that has a refining bonus, and you refine there. Then you walk to another city to sell these resources, and you will see a significant margin in the profit. And you do this multiple times, and in time you will see that you are upgrading from Oxus to Bears, and soon enough you will be riding a mammoth yourself. Okay, let's talk about refining with focus now. So to do this, there are some conditions. Of course, number one, you need to have premium, and doing this without focus will get you to losses. So of course you need premium and focus. Number two is that you need high spec in your destiny board, in your refining node. The higher your spec is, the more profit you will make. And on third, as always, you must do this in the bonus cities, and preferably like refining bonus stays on the activity tab to maximize your profit. I have said this in each of my videos that you should always look at the activity tab, and whenever there is a bonus, you should try to maximize your profit out of it. Here as well, follow the previous 3 steps and you will see the profit skyrocket in no time. This approach is usually more suitable for high tier gatherers. I personally do this myself very often, as I'm a very high tier gatherer of hide, like I have tier 8 unlocked, and this has been one of my best money making method, which helped me reach 100 billion silver, which I tried to like speed run at the beginning of my account. By the way, I'll put the link to that video in the description below if you want to check it out. If you are a beginner player and you want to get into refining, start with low tier resources. Like low tier resources are very good entry point, and it will make you pretty good steady income out of like tier 3 and tier 4 resources. Just do a little bit of calculation and you are good to go. In the next section, we're gonna talk about transporting materials. You can make a lot of silver just by transporting as well. For example, prices of raw material are usually higher in the city that has a refining bonus for it. So what you can do, you can just buy the raw materials from another city and sell them directly, even without refining in these cities, and make a good chunk of profit. The prices of raw material in Carlion are usually very low. So what you can do, that you can transport from Carlion to the royal cities that has a refining bonus for it, and these raw materials from Carlion will give you even more profit. For example, if you buy wood in Carlion, it will be a lot cheaper, and you can just transport them to Fort Sterling and sell them there. Likewise, the prices of refined materials in Carlion is very high. So what you can do, you can buy order refined materials from these cities, these royal cities, and you can just transport them to Carlion and you can sell them for a huge profit. But transporting through red zone is very risky. There are a ton of gankers, so you need to have your friends with you. You need a friend to scout for you so that you can transport them very easily. Transporting in Ox is pretty great and it works out great for a lot of players. Either way, whether you refine or just transport resources,
There is absolutely money to be made without premium in Albion Online. Tip number 1. Don't ignore the city bonuses. These bonuses are huge, and these bonuses will lead to millions of silver in profit in the long run, and soon you will realize how good these bonuses are. Tip number 2. Don't ignore the taxes. Always calculate taxes in your calculation. There is a setup fee in the market every time you put something in sell order, so you have to be really careful not to undercut too many times, because this will lead to loss of a lot of money. Tip number 3. Activity tab refining bonus. Always keep an eye for the refining bonus in the activity tab. Refine as much as you can on the refining bonus days, but always wait for a few days before selling the refined materials, because the prices will be very low on the bonus days. So if you sell them after a few days, you are bound to make a lot more profit. Tip number 4 is a mistake that a lot of new players make. So I will tell them that don't waste your focus on low tier items. You should not spend your focus on refining tier 2, tier 3 or tier 4 resources. You should always use your focus on high tier resources like tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, even not flat tier 5. I would suggest at least 5.1, 5.2 and so on. If your high tier materials are not unlocked, then and only tier 4 is unlocked per se, then you can refine 4.3 or 4.4 materials with focus, but calculate the profit first, because sometimes the 4.4 materials will not lead to profit, but you will check that 4.3 are leading to a lot of profits, right? Tip number 5. Do not over refine. Check the sell volumes. Always try to sell at max 20% or 25% of the market sell volume. You can sell in multiple cities if you have a lot of refined materials, but if you try to sell 100,000 metal bars in one city, then it won't help anyone. No one will buy them and you will go into losses. Tip number 6. External websites. Many players use external websites like Albion Online 2D to calculate refining cost. If you want to use them, sure, go ahead and use them, but I personally do not recommend them, because sometimes they are may not be correct. So I would suggest that you calculate them yourself and find out which one is profitable or not. But if you want to use them, you can just try it out. There is no problem with it. Here I would like to tell you guys that there is a giveaway going on, which I will do when I achieve my goal of reaching 1000 subscribers. I'm pretty excited about it. By the way, almost 95% of you are not subscribed to my channel, which is insane and it breaks my heart. So please, if you think I deserve your support, please hit the subscribe button. And it's just a button for you, but it's a motivation for me. You can participate in the giveaway by watching my ultimate fishing guide video. All the information are there. I'll put the link in the description below. So here's how I personally refine for consistent profit. I specialize in one type of material. I personally have specialized in refining height, and this way my focus cost is getting reduced after leveling up these nodes every day. This way I can refine more with focus and make even more profit. I focus on refining one tier of item. For example, here I try to focus refine mostly one tier of resources, which makes the node level up even faster. You should also refine one kind of material if you are using focus, and if possible refine only one tier of item like tier 6, tier 7 or tier 8, and this way you can level up that node faster, which will reduce the focus cost, and you can refine even more materials. By this method, I keep my silver flowing and I level up my refining spec. Let me know in the comments what is your strategy, what do you like to refine, and what tier is your refining node at the moment, and how much money you are making. Please let me know so that everyone can know how good refining is for everyone. If you found this video helpful, drop a like to help the video reach more players. share it with your friends and your guildmates. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then,